So Wayne, right here we've got the typical ding. Now, what's your best way of attacking this and getting it smooth?
Okay, basically you got 4 procedures you're going to follow. You're going to clean it first.
Yep.
Then you're going to sand it.
Yep.
Then you're going to fill it.
Gotcha.
Then you'll come back and re-sand it after you've applied the filler.
Okay. And we're going to start with like the most coarse sandpaper.
Right. So use 80 grit starting out.
Yep.
To get all the paint around the surrounding earth carried out about an inch to inch and a half beyond.
Okay.
Sand it down to bare metal. Then you're ready to apply the filler into your dent.
Cool. Now, before we go any further, with your accent and mine, I guess we're both from the south, right?
Absolutely, positively.
Because that's pretty strong. Alrighty, so we start with the 80 grit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it just seems criminal, doesn't it? Putting sandpaper on the Duco of a car.
It does, and you know, that's what intimidates a lot of people. But what 3M has done is come together with a kit that simplified that. They've given you all the components you need to do this job and take the guesswork out. So when you go in, you've got the directions that you get off 3mcarcare.com.
Yep.
And you go in and you know what you're doing. You got the product you need there. You don't have to hunt. You don't have to guess.
And you've got the website to back you up as well.
Yes,
and that's like less than 20 bucks, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's interesting, you know, watching what you've been doing, and you know, I'm a bit of a passionate car guy myself, but it's so similar to home improvement projects, and I think a lot of people don't realise that because they're intimidated by working on cars, aren't they?
Absolutely.
You know, I keep thinking if people are in there and they're sanding drywall or trim or baseboard or what have you, that same method is what we're doing right here.
Absolutely. Doing that on a $250,000 home versus $20,000 car, same process.
It is, isn't it?
Get the end results.
Yeah.
And it's as easy.
And I know with Bondo, it's I've been in the game now for 28 years, and they have that in Australia as well. And
yes.
I've worked with it a lot. But I think for people to understand, if they mess up the first time, they sand it back and do it
Absolutely.
again.
Because the key is, you wouldn't be working on it if it wasn't messed up.
Exactly.
So if you mess it up the first time, you always come back, put a little more filler, finesse it. You come back, no crime, no foul. You're ready to go again.
No foul. And it's all about improving it, right?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so let's see your handiwork here, and let's see if you're the real deal, Wayne.
Absolutely. Now we've already cleaned the panel, so we're going ahead and take the 80 grit.
Okay.
And we're going to sand. And as you see, as you're sanding, already you can tell you're cutting around outside or you're getting around your dent.
Okay.
And you just want to continue to do that. You carry it down to your bare metal.
Okay.
You see the color begins to change.
Now, how many coats normally are there on a typical car? You've got the clear coat?
You got your primer, sealer, base, and then clear. Okay,
so 4 coats.
Yeah.
So you're sanding through 4 coats.
Yes. As you see, you can tell we've got through the clear, we're down to the base, now we get into the primer.
Yep.
And of course, on the new panel, you've got your E-coat.
Yep. And this is probably a good idea, you know, for first-timers or even professionals to probably wear a mask, a little bit of safety gear in this project.
Yes, gloves, mask.
Okay.
Especially when you apply your filler.
Right. Okay, so there's 4 coats that we've just gone through, and it's great because that really highlights the area that needs to be filled, doesn't it?
Yes, you can see as you're going, you maintain your dent in, you work around the outside where you can blend your filler back in all the way around.
Okay. Now, how much are you going to sand back now? You're down to the bare metal. Do you need to get a larger diameter?
Yes, you're just going to carry it on out. You're going to get about 1 inch to 2 inches around the diameter of it, where you can work your filler inside of your area.
And does that mean that the filler has something to bond to? So you want the filler to bond to the metal?
Correct.
To the
paint
paint
get that
itself.
mechanical bond.
Mechanical
bond.
Gives
you the bite to put it into. It gives you mechanical bond.
Gotcha. All right, mate, so that's great. So that's the first step, isn't it?
Yes.
And what about the middle part? Do you have to kind of sand that out a little bit? Okay, and get that to metal as well.
Go down in as well, correct.
Very cool. So that's the first step.
Yes, sir.
Getting it prepared, getting it sanded, which is sometimes the biggest job out of anything, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah.
Once you get beyond that, the rest of it's easy.
Cool.
Because that's the intimidating part.
Right.
So once you get that, you're ready to go.
All right, mate. So you've sanded it. You've wiped it down, I see.
Correct.
And now it's a matter of applying the filler.
Correct.
Okay, and as we both know, it's got to be really mixed uniformly.
Correct.
Now, any particular tip here or method when applying it?
Like I said, the first coat wants to be a good wet coat, tight coat. Make sure you get it pressed in good.
Okay. And when you're saying a wet finish too, it's where you're making good contact all the way around.
Makes good contact to the metal, correct.
Okay, now this is basically all part of the kit too, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
And make sure you put enough filler in the middle so when you sand around the edges, it brings it down even.
Okay. Okay, so there we go. And now
And the smoother you wipe it, the less sanding you have at the end.
True. And that's always a good thing, isn't it?
Correct.
You see a lot of people, they overfill something. They spend the rest of their life sanding it back down. Okay. Now, how long do you think we'll need to wait for that
Wait.
to dry?
Approximately 20 minutes,
Okay.
and we'll come back and resand with 80 grit sandpaper.
Perfect. Coffee break.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Wayne, we're sanding it with 80 grit, the
Correct.
same as you sanded the face of the door.
Correct.
Okay. And once we get the bulk of this away, do we change the grade?
Yes, sir. Once you get it evened out,
Yep.
get it down level, then you want to change over to a 180 grit.
Right.
Take the sand scratches from the 80 grit out and feather the exterior edge of your paint there
Okay.
to where
Make it nice
everything's
and
feathered
smooth.
in.
Okay. And what's the last grit paper that we use?
Be a 180 on this, and then you go to the primer and paint, which you can get at your local retail stores.
Okay.
Get that primer paint, follow their manufacturing instructions on that. Then, in the final step of that, once you put your primer on, then you would come back with your 320.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Well, let me get sanding. And as you pointed out beforehand too, you don't want to sand too much of the body itself.
Correct.
You
We'll
don't
keep
want to
it
be doing this.
contained in that area.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's bringing back the memories. The smell of Bondo.
Smell of dollars.
I think I was telling you beforehand, one of my first projects was 177 door frames.
Yes.
I must have used 20 gallons of Bondo.
Well versed at door frames.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's feeling good. I might, I've got a little bit more of this to go, but again, it's the 80 to the
180.
180,
Right.
and then it's prime and paint.
Prime, 320, then paint.
Good stuff. Cool. All righties, mate. So I'm going to continue, finish it off with this, change the paper, and we're ready to prime and paint.
Ready to go.
Cool. Well, I've got to get busy.